with several women that we will continue to go through were released today as part of a 95,000 plus photo release from the House Oversight Committee, in which you see Donald Trump on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. Donald Trump with pictures of Jeffrey Epstein at parties. Donald Trump with women, their faces redacted in the Jeffrey Epstein party. There are so many images that are just disturbing of Donald Trump and potential victims of Epstein, potential victims of Donald Trump. You also see here this photo of the Trump condom at an Epstein party, presumably. I don't really think that this is accurate if we're talking about size here, but this is the level of relationship that Trump and Epstein had. Now, including countless photos of Donald Trump with women on Epstein's properties, images we've never seen before from parties Trump has spent years trying to bury. And now it's all coming out. These are some of the most damaging and disturbing materials yet. We're going to get into the photos. We're going to get into the information that's dropping alongside them. And there's a lot more coming. But before we do, if I could ask you to leave a like, but very much related, involving information the DOJ is clearly panicking about. It comes straight out of
this, and I'm going to walk you right through them. These are two separate cases where two judges have ruled for major Epstein transparency and basically changed what is longstanding precedent on what materials you release from probes. I'm going to walk you through it here in plain English. The big development today is one of these cases, a judge granting a motion to release sensitive Epstein records, specifically to unseal what are grand jury records in the Ghislaine Maxwell case. Now that mirrors another ruling, and I'll tell you about that as well. But if this sounds like a huge change, it is.
On our dime, getting DoorDash, doing yoga, playing games, walking her dog. If this much is coming out of the Epstein estate alone, imagine what could come out of Ghislaine Maxwell. That's exactly why she's being pampered into silence while she waits for a pardon. But there's more coming. A lot more. And with every new release, it's going to get harder and eventually impossible for Donald Trump to dodge questions or run from accountability. That's exactly what Jamie Raskin was getting at right here.
Well, and the same judges who refused to waive the 6E protections for those materials are now saying that under the federal law passed by Congress, they must turn it over with dispatch without any delay while protecting the privacy and the confidentiality of the victims. So these judges are very strictly implementing the legislative intent behind the statute.
We're seeing today Donald Trump try to run that play again that he tried to run in the Epstein file 6 months ago, telling reporters that story's dead, that story's over. He's trying to do the same thing now with that second missile strike that some legal experts are calling murder in the Caribbean.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about self-protection. The same kinds of things he, of course, accused other presidents of doing, he's actually doing. It's a massive projection, and it's the same thing here. I mean, he was the one who went out with all of his people and said, we want to see the full Epstein files. They're the ones who promoted the whole QAnon story about a power elite trafficking in children and human flesh. And what do you know? That power elite is the one that Donald Trump knew integrally well because he was Jeffrey Epstein's best friend. And the truth is going to come out now under this law. And there is a tremendous momentum behind the disclosure, not just of the grand jury records, but of all of the discovery materials. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of documents that are going to be released.
We're going to stay on this story relentlessly because, in my view, it's the single most important thing to be covering right now in the Trump administration, precisely because, aside from questions about Donald Trump's health, this is what he wants discussed the least. This is a from parties Trump has spent years trying to bury. And now it's all coming out. These are some of the most damaging and disturbing materials yet. We're going to get into the photos. We're going to get into the information that's dropping alongside.